Can coronavirus live on your hair? And if so, how long? And do we need to be doing anything differently with our hair with regards to coronavirus? And that's one question you guys have asked me about. The other question you've asked me about is opening windows. You've asked, can we open our windows? These are excellent questions. I'm actually going to start with that one because I actually think that getting some fresh air is really, really important. I've taken a look around at the World Health Organization and CDC sites, and they do actually recommend opening windows for ventilation. I also think it can do great things for your mind as well. So I would say opening your window is okay to get some fresh air in. I would say a word of caution, however, is that if when you open your window, you find yourself particularly close to other people, kind of within that 6-foot radius that we keep talking about with social distancing, or you're kind of put in close contact with others, then I would avoid that and I would keep the window closed. But I would say if you are opening the window and you're not any closer to other people because of it, getting some fresh air could be a good idea. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle, and I'm answering your questions as much as I can every single day. I'm a family doctor doing telemedicine visits these days because of coronavirus. And so let's go back to the hair. Okay, so the hair question is a little bit more complicated in a way, in that I couldn't really find any studies looking at coronavirus and hair in particular. Now, there is a study that we have from March. I've talked about this a number of times in my videos that showed that coronavirus can live on copper for up to 4 hours, cardboard for up to 24 hours or so, and then plastic and stainless steel for anywhere from 2 to 3 days. That was one study. And we've also learned that coronavirus does not live on porous surfaces as well as hard surfaces. So our hair would actually be like a porous surface versus stainless steel and like plastic, which would be harder surfaces. But it still doesn't tell us exactly what the deal is with coronavirus and hair. Now, what I would say is, just from a scientific point of view, is it theoretically possible that your hair could have coronavirus on it at some given point in time? It is theoretically possible. However, there are a lot of variables with that. In terms of transmission, right, of the virus, we have to think about how coronavirus is primarily transmitted. That is through person-to-person contact and the exchange of respiratory droplets when we're in close contact with one another, and also by potentially touching a contaminated surface and then touching our face and things like that. Those are the main ways that we get coronavirus. So, we can't exactly say with 100% certainty exactly how long coronavirus stays on your hair and in what conditions it stays on your hair and all of this kind of stuff. However, we think that it's not the main mode of transmission if it's transmitted via hair at all. What I would say is, for those who are healthcare workers and even essential workers, I would go ahead and put your hair up. I would tie it up, just out of an abundance of caution and just to be safe. Why not? Certainly when I'm working in hospital settings and things like that, my hair is pulled up, okay? That is definitely what I would recommend. I would say if you are taking care of a loved one who has coronavirus, you're a caretaker, it probably would be wise to wash your hair maybe more than you normally do, or certainly try to keep it protected. And the same thing if you think that you've sort of come in contact with coronavirus when you've been out and about, that may also change or increase your hair washing and hair care habits as well. If you are not a healthcare worker or an essential worker, I think it's okay to wear your hair probably as you normally do. I think the biggest thing is maintaining hygiene practices, right? Washing your hair and keeping your hair clean. Now, do you need to wash your hair after every visit outside from when you come back in? I don't think you necessarily have to do that, but if you're more comfortable doing that, you certainly can. Most important is to make sure we're washing our hands, right? And not touching our face, and using face masks when we go out and things of that nature. But guys, remember, the information is evolving all the time. It is changing. We are learning more. I will come back to you if there are any updates on these two topics. For now, I hope this is helpful. I'm Dr. Jen Caudle, and I will see you tomorrow.